Alright. Angio just dropped me off. Now I'm on my own. Wait a minute. This is a hatch. There's hinges there, or there were hinges. There's a padlock hasp here. I wonder what this went to. Alright, Angio just dropped me off. Now I'm on my own. So, I'm just going to keep focusing on my destination and not getting caught. Because I forgot to print up the email from the Department of Conservation. So, I mean, I've got a screenshot of it on my phone, but for some reason, people are always, they always feel more official, if you will, about a piece of paper in their hand rather than an image on their screen. Which I could understand. Anyways, here I am on the Katy Trail. Now my destination, if you remember from my video, the search for Hamburg part 2, Katy Trail actually rolls right through the remains of Hamburg, or the location where the town used to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find that same spot you saw in that video where I passed by the heavy construction equipment, and then I'm going to follow Hamburg's main street up to my destination. In the meantime, this pack is heavy as a bitch, and my hand is going numb from holding the camera, so I'm gonna put it away, save it for now, and get back to you when I get to my turn, if you will. Be right back. I must look like I'm really suffering or something. I just had a couple other hikers stop and ask me if I was okay. It's like, yeah. Alright, so GPS says I'm at my spot, but I'm not. I'm actually still a little bit south of it. I think I see it up ahead. But first I want to stop and look at this. Damn, listen to that. I wonder which creek that is feeding into the Missouri River. Well, who knows? There is one small problem. The trees are very thin still. I think it's a good thing that I brought the camouflage netting. But, yeah. We'll see what's going on. Yeah, there's my spot. Let me show you. Right up ahead there, you can see a little bit of, right there, equipment still sitting there. And then past them trees, you can see what looks like piles of gravel or some damn thing. That should have benches nearby. I didn't see that bench last time, but I do remember benches across the road. But we'll see. Yeah, there was definitely heavy equipment parked here, which means past that fence, there's my path. And there's no one around. This may end up being the perfect possible crime. I don't know. And I don't know why that fence is over there. I didn't know last time either, so I'm going to leave it alone. But yeah, this is the spot. This last time when I was heading towards the river, I came down this path here, and on my way back I accidentally took this path here and it ended up slogging through a bunch of mud. I know I'm going to hit mud sooner or later, but I just don't want to hit it if I don't have to. I need to keep moving. Get far enough out of sight that no one's going to spot me coming back here. Yep, because here's that creek crossing again with what's left of the old town bridge. Boy, oh boy, that thing took out the fence. Big time. But yeah, that's a pretty cool spot. Oh, f me. That's a big ass snake and I don't know what it is. Alright, so I'm just going to pass far away from it as far as I can. Okay, he's scared. That's good. That means he could stay his ass down there and I could go this way. Me, that gives me the chills. Ooh. No, I just don't like snakes, that's all. See, I knew I was going to run into snakes out here. I just didn't think it was going to take all of, well, not literally, but feels like it took 5 minutes. Anyhow, let's get you a look at this. I am now on Main Street through Hamburg. Or at least what used to be Hamburg. I do want to apologize if the video is choppy. I don't know if it's just my phone being slow or if that's how the video is going to come out. But from here, it looks more like a frame rate of 10. So, here I am at the Roth Heck Cemetery, which means my campsite is right over yonder. Now, since the wire is already down, and I'm already up this hill with that steep backpack, I'm gonna go ahead and go this way. Take the shortcut, if you will. All right, I found my spot. So again, the cemetery's right here, and our campsite will be right here. Now, if you take a look, you turn this around, I've got this hill between me and the trail, the main street, if you will. So I should be adequately blocked from view by anybody who might be out here hiking that trail. But first order of business before I start clearing space is to get rid of this damn backpack. You can see I've got a massive mess on this backpack. Hopefully you can see that. Hey, there's an idea. Yeah. So you can see it's definitely obvious what I'm doing. All right, so I changed my mind. I was going to set up on this side of that dead log I showed you a moment ago. I'm actually going to set up over here because it's less downward slope than over here, and I don't have to take down as much of the plant life in order to make camp. So I'm going to get started on clearing that space and piling up some dead branches and firewood just in case I decide to start a fire, which I don't know if I will because my pack was heavy enough I had to leave my portable fire pit at home, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to round up enough rocks to make a little campfire spot without exposing, giving away my presence here, so we'll see what happens. In the meantime, time to start clearing. This thing here will burn like a mother. Now, unfortunately, I also forgot to bring my miniature hammer, so I'm going to have to go find one of those large rocks I don't know if I could find in order to put my tent stakes in the ground. We'll be back. Alright, good. I found some, and they're not going to be large, so if I want to make a fire pit, I'm going to have a lot of these rocks. But at the very least, I've got something to beat my stakes into the ground with. Let's do it. I haven't used this tent in so long. The rubber band that was holding the stakes together has turned into putty. Damn. I hear a widowmaker. Well, as long as a tornado doesn't blow through, that shouldn't fall on my tent. Even if it is, that tree is about as wide as my arm. So, yeah, no worries. Camouflage netting. It's not the best stuff, but it's damned effective. I used it at the Spider Park stakeout a couple years ago. The one that didn't quite make it to YouTube, but clips of it did in the Farting Boots compilation. And yeah, from about 10 feet away in the dark, you can't even tell this thing is there, but you definitely cannot see what's behind it. Now I've got to try to clear a spot for a fire, small fire. Yay! Fire pit! I know 94 is about a mile and a half that way, but it still keeps sounding like a vehicle's coming down from that direction. And that can't be. I've traversed that path on foot. There's no way to get a vehicle through unless sometime between September and April somebody brought machinery through to clear the path. I don't know. I mean, all that stuff you saw down there with the gravel and the equipment and whatnot, that was brought up via the Katy Trail. I don't think there's been an automobile of any sort down that road since probably the 40s or 50s. I just need to stop being paranoid, that's all. Alright, I got camp set up I got the little campfire ring made, built, whatever you want to call it. Got plenty of firewood cut up, small twigs and branches, that sort of thing. Got some slightly larger logs cut, and should get me through the night. I also got the catalytic heater for inside the tent because it's supposed to get down into the 30s tonight, and I don't handle cold weather that well. In the meantime, it's not even 4 o'clock yet, and I've got, well, I guess 3.5 hours before we have actual sundown and darkness. In the meantime, I'm gonna rinse my hands off and have me a little snack and spray some bug repellent on, which I did finally remember to bring this time. And have a snack and just relax for a bit, because I need this. I think I'll finish setting up inside the tent, make sure I've got everything situated and where I need it, because the ground isn't the smoothest, and I want to make sure that the sleeping bag is somewhere where I can actually get comfortable, rather than having to shift everything around in the middle of the night. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so this is going to be home for the next, what? Maybe 14, 16 hours, I don't know. Anyways, let me get the screen open here. Now, this isn't the most well-insulated tent. It's just one of those El Cheapo nylons I picked up at Walmart like probably 20 years ago. Maybe. But, since it's supposed to get cold, I've got I got my sleeping bag, obviously. I got one of those catalytic heaters with the propane bottles. I brought 2 of the propane bottles. That's one of the reasons why my pack was so heavy coming in. It'll be lighter going out because one or both of those propane bottles will be empty, and I'll have went through most of my half-gallon jug of water. And some food too. And since I am in a tent with a propane heater, I know it's supposed to be safe for indoor use and in tent use, but I brought the whatchamacallit anyway for carbon monoxide. I'll power that up as soon as I get the heater going, which I do not need right now. So yeah, here we are. I'm going to stretch out and relax for a little bit, make sure this sleeping bag's in a good location. Now, I know that there's going to be some people that say that I'm being a copycat doing this, and you're right. I'm taking inspiration for this camping trip from some of my favorite YouTubers, like Steve Wallace and Post 10 with their stealth camping, and Exploring with Fighters, and Yasko with their haunted camping, and I'm just combining it all. See what happens. At the very least, I'll have a good camping video, and at the most, I'll have a haunted camping video. So we'll see what we can see. Okay, that hits the spot. My spot has been sufficiently hit. Comes the breeze. Started to doze off a little bit. Now I'm hearing weird sounds over here by the road. Might just be a creature, I don't know. But it consisted of a couple twigs snapping and something that sounds like it's scratching on the bark of a tree. So I'm gonna go see what's going on. "11 minutes later." Alright, so it's been a while since I've heard any weird noises. Making my way out to the road. I'm going to see how this looks from the road. Right. So if you were to look closely, you could actually see right there the camouflage netting. But you really have to look for it. And depending on where you're standing, you can see that there's definitely something there. And my tripod sticking up like a sore thumb is a dead giveaway as well. Yeah. And then I'm right next to Rothheck Cemetery. Ultimately, this should prove to be a very interesting night. You know, I've never actually stepped more than a couple feet into this place. Let me go in. Especially since now it's not massively overgrown, I could actually see where the headstones are. Oh, that's gross. That's gross. I'll show you. Yeah, we don't like to see a grave looking like that, do we? Hearing something. It's rhythmic, and it's off in that direction right yonder. Who is this, anyways? I cannot tell. I have no idea who this is. That stone is so broken. Damn. There's another right there next to my shadow. Matilda Roth, wife of William Roth. Born, looks like July 1st, 1847. Died, I can't tell the month, the 21st, 1876. Well, there's something I forgot to consider. I'm about maybe 200 feet from the Katy Trail in this area that's right next to the Missouri River. The other side of the Missouri River is the Howell Island, and about a mile beyond Howell Island is Chesterfield Airport. So yeah, I'm gonna get to hear all the little one-engine, single-engine prop jobs and all that taking off out of the airport. Could be worse. I could be on Howell Island. I guess I should take a moment and discuss the future of this channel. And I know the channel hasn't went too far. I haven't really done a whole lot, especially last year. All you saw was me in the woods. In June last year, I did manage to get to do the Missouri State Pen, but it was a situation where nothing against them. They got a business to run. Something on me. They got a business to run, and yeah, they do what they got to do. I signed up for the full overnight investigation, and unfortunately, somewhere around 100 other people did as well. So I recommend it. I definitely recommend going there, even if you're signing up for a tour, overnight investigation, whatever. I definitely recommend doing it. But since most of my footage was useless, what I've done is later on this year, I've got the entire prison reserved. And to go on top of that, I'm inviting some big name YouTubers down to see if they want to collaborate with me. And, you know, basic deal is your admission is already paid. Just get yourself down here and find some place for you to stay. So I mean, it's a good deal for whoever, and just to make sure that they're not coming down to Missouri, because I'm talking people from New York, Delaware, Canada, Florida, just to make sure that they're not coming all the way over to Missouri for one single stop. I'm trying to get a second stop as well. I'm trying to book either Rockcliffe Mansion up in Hannibal. I've been there before, very, very active and interesting place. Or the Lemp Brewery or the Lemp Mansion, preferably the Lemp Mansion, because I've been dying to get in there for probably 30 years, and I never got past the foyer, the front hallway. But if I have to, I'll settle for the brewery. I don't want to have to, because I mean, yeah, the brewery is an interesting place, but I also worked there for many years for the haunted house season. So, the hell? I don't know why, but I just felt like somebody was right here whispering at me, but there's no one there and I cannot tell what they were saying. Yeah, so that's where I am. Trying to set up some collaborations and get some of my favorite YouTubers down here so I can, you know, meet them, work with them, maybe fanboy over them for a minute. A lot of what I'm doing now, urban exploration, paranormal, I've been doing all my life. Well, not the urban exploration. I started when I was about 20, 21. But paranormal, I mean, professionally, we founded the Missouri Office of Paranormal Investigations in 2005, I think it was, and the Blue Orb Research Group in 2012. But I've been dealing with paranormal phenomena since I was probably 5 or 6 years old. So I kind of grew up on it. Now, a couple of the people, actually several of the people that I'm inviting down, are also my inspirations for getting out and filming what I do and sharing it with you guys. Because for me, it's a hobby and it's a good way to kill time and get a little exercise in too. But damn, I wish I would have brought a smoke. I don't want to get myself loopy out here and have to deal with creatures or paranormal activity while I'm blazing out of my skull, if you will. So I didn't bring any tookie. Dude, get off me. It's one of those annoying ass, and I'm surprised to see them this early in the year. Yellow jacket, not the kind that's gonna sting the hell out of you, but the slightly smaller one that just buzzes you and gets up in your face like, hi. Anyhow, I did promise. I don't remember if the promise is on video on YouTube. I did promise that the first chance I get to go camping, I'm going to share a couple funny camping stories. And yeah, I'm definitely going to do that today. About a half an hour ago, before I got up and wandered around the cemetery, I remember straight that away, just across the road and up that hill, there was something that looked like someone laying on the ground in a ghillie suit, staring at me. And just on a whim, I pointed at it. I just went. And half an hour later, I noticed that it's not there now. I wonder if I'm really alone out here. I mean, I would hope I'm alone. It's kind of what I came out here for. You guys are going to like this technique I use for starting campfires and bonfires. Just a basic votive candle. It gets the dry wood going pretty damn good, and once it starts melting all over the place, whatever wood the wax gets on just acts like a massive wick. Burns nice and hot and helps you get the rest of the fire going too. So yeah, I'll show you that. Yeah, it's going. Just wedge it in there. Get some of this really fine stuff near it so it can catch on fire. There we go. I say that didn't help too much. Let's try for this bark looking stuff here. It's real spongy, so it should go up real good. This video is sponsored by Chef Boyardee. No artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no preservatives, no bullshit. Alright. Dinner appears to be done. Dinner is also hot. Or at least the outside is. Dinner's not hot, but at least it's not bitter cold either. I don't know why, but ever since I got out here, I've been thinking about that damn movie, Twinkle Twinkle. The one with Lee Banton and the being that's out there eating people, eating campers. If you ever get a chance to watch it, definitely check it out. You don't know what's coming for you. Am I my brother's keeper? I wasn't sure that was going to work. Apparently, conservation officer, game warden, whatever the hell they are, refused to accept an email from the Department of Conservation that lets me know that camping there is not prohibited. So, yeah, technicality. Like I said, I was relatively sure that she had some autocorrect or predictive text or something change permitted to prohibited. Because otherwise, that was worded really odd, you know? So I called my brother. He was supposed to pick me up tomorrow morning. He's gonna come pick me up now. Damn it. We'll see you when we get there, unless something weird happens on the way. Yeah, that doesn't help much, does it? I'm a little over half a mile from my pickup point. But yeah, that just irritates the hell out of me. See, I didn't think it would happen, but you know, with how many people set out, hikers, cyclists, set out down this trail for long extended trips, and they bring camping gear with them. And they just camp out every night. But for the most part, they're camping off the Katy Trail. So I didn't think that anyone would see a hiker with a backpack and camping gear and think, oh, he's going to do illegal camping. Let's call the Department of Conservation. But apparently somebody did. And from what the officer told me, they've been up and down the trail here trying to figure out where the guy with the camping gear went to since roughly 2 o'clock. Because apparently there's nothing better to do than, stalk somebody because they had some camping gear with them. And again, like I said, the letter from the lady at the Department of Conservation saying that camping is not prohibited here was not good enough. I wonder why. All right, 4/10 of a mile to go. I'm gonna save it because my battery is getting low. The camera killed the battery even though it was on a charger. So yeah, see you in a few. All right, I'm almost there, but I'm recording in case some shit happens. On my left is the Missouri River, a little bit in the distance, but there's some wetland between us. And I heard something large go sliding off into the water of the little wetland. Looks like marsh or swamp or whatever. And all I'm saying is I've played way too much Red Dead 2 to trust that sound. If you know, you know. So I'm gonna keep this recorder going just in case some shit happens. Whoa, what the fuck is that? Just a log, okay. Damn. This wasn't very professional, was it? Oh well. I do apologize, guys. Every time I come out here, it turns into some sort of fail. Even though my last fail out here still added up to a pretty epic video. At least the documentary did. I'll go ahead and throw that in the description. Man, I'm so winded. I can't even talk right. Whew. But yeah, I'm almost there. I can see the reflectors ahead of where the road into the Walden Spring Conservation Area crosses the Katy Trail. So I'm almost there. Then the real question is whether or not my brother ended up lost while following exact GPS coordinates and ended up in New Melly, which he has been known to do from time to time. He's actually worse than me on directions, but if that's his only weak point. I wonder what these are anyways. Let me see here. These guys, they look like they might be... Wait a minute. This is a hatch. There's hinges there, or there were hinges. And there's a padlock hasp here. I wonder what this went to. And there's another one over here on the other side of the road. And it's the same thing. It's got hinges on the back and a padlock hasp on the front, but it's filled in with dirt. I wonder if that's like a leftover from the railroad, leftover from the town, or leftover from the ordnance works. I might never know. I'm not as close as I thought. The reflectors, hang on. You can see that reflection right there. That's just a sign. I guess mile marker, or this section dedicated to or maintained by But way off in the distance, let me see if I can get that. Yeah, way off in the distance, not that bug, but you see those little reflections down there? That's the crossover. I was looking at this damn sign over here, thinking that that was the crossing. Shit. Oh well. I'm gonna go ahead and save it since I'm well past that wetland, marsh, whatever it was. And just keep going. See you soon. Well, I'm here. My brother's not. I messaged him because I can't really get a call through from this point. I have to accept the possibility that he may be out in New Melly or Augusta or Defiance or something. Knowing him. I'll wait to see what happens. Or, the hell was I gonna say? Damn, that stuff hit quick. Anyways, I did promise at some point a couple years back that whenever I finally got the chance to go camping, I was going to regale you with some funny camping stories. Now, unfortunately, since I got ran out of there, I didn't have time to sit around the campfire and swap campfire stories. So here I am at home with my brother. You might remember Frank.
Hey.
And if you watched the Farting Boots compilation.
Hey now. What?
Farting Boots.
You
don't know the joke about the farting boots?
No.
Where have you been? These boots were made for farting?
I've never heard of it.
Flatulent footwear? Anyways, where was I? So I just got home and I took a, so that I can get rid of the pain in my shoulders. So yeah, funny camping stories. Now, we go back, what was that, 95? Yeah, it was the same year we moved out of those apartments.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, our parents owned some lakefront property down at Clearwater Lake in south central Missouri, I guess. And it's past Arcadia. Anyways, we planned this weekend camping trip down there. And what happens is, we get down there. On the way down, the car was sitting so low that we had to dump gear. The only gear that we could dump was our mass water supply. And that finally got the back tires to stop dragging the wheel wells. So we get down there. We have to clear all this land or whatnot. Not even enough water to sponge off. So if we wanted to sponge off, we would have to go down to the lake to do it. But my dad had invested in, and you probably know about this already, he'd invested in one of those 6-person tents. And if you've ever tried sizing a tent, they're not made for 6 people. If they say they're for 6 people, they're not. Not unless those 6 people are extremely friendly. So what happens is, my parents and myself wind up sleeping in the tent. He ends up sleeping in the back seat of the car. After we got done setting up camp, it was so late that we just went ahead and started the bonfire, and he did his barbecuing. He's like the barbecue master of the family. And I don't know why we thought it would be okay to just do this, but we had this pot. Not that kind of pot. We had this pot that we would always simmer the barbecue in, like in the barbecue sauce. And it was sitting out there outside the tent with one piece of fried chicken in it. Now, in the middle of the night, I wake up to a funny noise. It's like but really loud and deep. Like imagine a horse sniffing at your ear or something. And I look out the screen in the front of the tent, and I see this shadow of a huge bear standing up on its hind legs, just arms down at its side, looking around the camp and sniffing the air. Now, this asshole, in his usual habit of raiding the leftovers in the middle of the night, he didn't know the bear was there. So, I hear the car door open and close. I hear this little bit of scampering through the gravel and dirt. I hear the lid on the pot open and close. I hear more scampering through the gravel and the dirt. And I hear the car door open and close again. And then I hear this giant-ass bear go, oh. And he hits the ground all fours and just walks away. Picture this from the bear's perspective. I'm sniffing around this campsite. I think I've localized where this tasty meat smell is coming from. But this hairless asshole just came running out of that metal box, grabbed my food, and took back off and locked himself up. I'll have another good camping story for you another time. The raccoons versus the potato salad.
Now that would be an interesting story.
Well, it was. You were there for it. You should know.
Oh, I know. I beat the bear to the barbecue. I didn't hear it getting all disappointed, but then again, I was in a car.
Yeah. He was in the car sucking the meat from the bone. He'd do it Steven Tyler style. Just pop that whole thing in and go...
Oh, come on now.
Sorry, I'm completely fucking wasted now. Alright, so yeah, I will have another camping story for you the next time I go camping. Later.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to